Hello there, and we are live. See, ladies and gentlemen, where did where did our guy go to Fan Nation TV? Just went off stream, but guess he's trying to sort things out. See, guys, you're welcome to the show. Today's not it's not a laughing matter today. We're not gonna be having smiles and giggles down here, because this weekend for Arsenal fans. It's been a shocking one this weekend was on Saturday. But see, guys, see, I have my brothers to kind of like shoulder the
Therapy.
yeah, share with, and take a lot of pressure away, pent up pressure. So guys, welcome to season 2 episode 6 of the Big Guns 4 Premier League show. And see, no other people are here with me, and my brothers down here. I have Craig Matthews, man. Craig Matthews, you welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Big up everyone.
Yeah, sure. And of
Big on.
course, I have Abs from the Football Band channel. Abs, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm all right, I'm just getting over that loss from yesterday. So yeah, we can talk
Mm,
about it later.
yeah, definitely. And of course, my brother Weezer is down here from Fan Nation TV. Weezer, talk to these people. How you doing?
Can you hear us?
Weezer, can you hear us? Yeah, I think Weezer is having problems with his stuff. But see, guys, you're welcome to the show. Those of you who are just popping into the chat, you're welcome. You can also find us on Tony Cloud Gunner TV Arsenal on Facebook. Go and subscribe to the channel on Facebook. You can also watch our shows down there. All our shows are being posted both on Twitter and on Facebook. So do check us out there too. See it, guys. Yeah, you're welcome to the show. I just saw here today, in the charts, Wolfang Division is down here too. Hopefully, others will pop in. See, Greg, let's walk straight into it. Yeah, this weekend, horrible weekend. Maybe, mm, maybe not the sort of weekend that Manchester United had at home. Yeah, but maybe this kind of weekend, that Arsenal fans will just look back, and and see what happened. And just how did we get here? This Villa team were there for the taking. Yeah, I hear people that say 14 games unbeaten, in that ground. I clearly understand that. But in as much as it has been 14 games unbeaten in that ground in the Premiership, Arsenal was the last team to do it. I know they've come a long way, but again, looking at that Aston Villa team, they were a team for the taking, and Arsenal did not take them out yesterday. Craig Matthews, offer us a synopsis of that matchup yesterday.
Aston Villa pressed us very high from the like Bailey was just pressing Shinchenko and the other winger as well. Then McGinn scored the goal. We had so many chances to score in the game. It was ridiculous. So many missed chances. Odegaard could have got two. Um, Jesus should have scored. We kept on getting into the box and not taking shots. Just kept on trying to walk the ball in the back of the net, and then just keep on making save after save after save. And then towards the end, when Havertz had that chance, when I thought that Cash handballed it, and the goal was disallowed. So yeah, it's another away day where we should have won, and I could have beaten a 6 or 7 if we wanted to, but we didn't look up for it at all. And we were just trying to push, and nothing was happening. I didn't make and it made a change. It didn't make any changes at all. Like took off Martinelli. Martinelli was our most impactful player. Maybe we should have taken on Odegaard instead and played Trossard in the number 10 role, and then see
Mm,
if that could have worked. Because Martinelli
mm,
was running at them after Martinelli came off. Like the game, they kind of saw out the game because there was no threat on that left wing. There was no threat at all. So yeah,
Yeah, no threat at all. See, of course, he's giving up his synopsis of that matchup. See, of course, Bant, talk to us. How did you see that matchup yesterday, man? Just the synopsis before we get into the key arguments of what happened.
Where do I start, man? Went into that game knowing that from the off, as Craig said, yeah, that Villa were going to pressure us from the start. And lo and behold, Bailey on the right doing his thing. You know, McGinn doing his thing. Scored an early goal, 6 minutes in. And I must say, we just look like the same old Arsenal. The same old Arsenal, you know, of old, where there's a chance to take advantage at the top. And what we do, someone's got some interference in the background. What we do is that,
Yeah. I think I think it's from you, Weezers. There's noise coming out from your from your side.
so yeah, as I was saying, same old Arsenal having a chance to, what is it, go, I think 2 points or 3 points clear of the pack. We decided that, you know, the pressure was too much for us.
Yeah,
The game as a whole was not Arsenal like. You know, we stuttered. You know, we weren't clinical. Our passing was shabby. You know, there was no cohesion. Whoever you brought on in that game yesterday, I don't think we could have played that game another 2 hours and we probably wouldn't have scored. That it was that type of game. So that's all I can say on reflection of the game, really, at this stage.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Of course, we'll get into the key arguments after we hear Weezer. Weezer, please take it up from there. Yeah, just tell us how did you see the matchup yesterday?
He's frozen.
Okay, I think Weezer is frozen, so probably maybe he'll come back. See, I'll just give a brief a brief summary about that matchup yesterday. See, yesterday, yeah, was just a bit of a frustrating one. You're welcome to the show here today. Yeah, a big member of our channel. His of course, his comment is down there. Yeah, it says, "Salute, gentlemen. Indeed, Tony. The more I reflect, the more upsetting our position is. Arteta seems to want to throw the league away. We should be running away with it this year." I clearly agree with you. Although we'll be coming down there, it's a big argument down there, yeah, because Arteta also has to take the blame for yesterday too. See, I looked at that matchup here yesterday, football bands, man. You know, even after I watched your review, you know, I heard what you said, and you were bang spot on, man. Bang spot on this morning when you had a moment of clarity on your channel, football bands channel. But see, yeah, it's very clear. We didn't have quality up front. We didn't have quality up front to get our attack going. Yeah, Gabriel Jesus was nowhere to be found in that matchup. Yeah, he was running here and there, but running here and there doing nothing. You know, it doesn't make any difference. We have our football. See, we have our captain. Yeah, and even before we even approach this matchup, I had a discussion with my brother, football band. I said, "See, this guy, yeah, you just have to have a big performance because I'm not seeing Martin Odegaard performing. Yeah, at least in the maybe in the past 4 or 5 games, he's been able to give us some goals, but again, it doesn't take away, yeah, that his performances in this matchup in the last 4 or 5 matches has been abysmal. Yeah, and again, he's playing a little bit deeper in the team. I don't want to see my number 10 playing a little bit deeper in this team. It should be the creator, general in this team. And trust me, he was nowhere near planet Earth yesterday. Martin Odegaard was in Pluto, or maybe in somewhere like Saturn. That's where he was. I didn't see him in that game. Yeah, he threw one or two passes, but that's not the Martin Odegaard we know. The Odegaard we know, or we knew, scored 15 goals last season, dropped about 7 assists last season, and this season is looking a shadow of himself. And I've told you, because that team, yeah, it's built around Martin Odegaard. Without the input of Martin Odegaard, without him getting physical, without him actually putting an effort in games, it that's the old Arsenal down and out. And we were down and out yesterday. The chances, creation of chances yesterday wasn't really there. Yeah, we're getting some, but not clear cut chances. And again, our captain had a few chances to slot in the ball into the net, and he fluffed his lines. He couldn't even get us the goals. Eddie Nketiah came in later on, and look at what he did. A clear chance for him to make a statement and to at least tell the Arsenal faithfuls, I'm in it. I'm in this competition. But hell no, you know, fluffed his lines. Didn't get anything there. So I'm sorry, man. Abysmal game yesterday. I felt that we did put out the team we ought to put in. But again, what is this manager telling these guys in the second half, like just before they come in? Like, what are you telling these guys? Zichenko in the first half, yeah, and in that first goal in the first 7 minutes, you considered a goal against Aston Villa, yeah, in the first half, 7th minute, yeah, we couldn't even breathe, yeah, and we had defenders, yeah, up to about 5, 6 defenders. Yeah, and they were doing nothing. Gabriel, instead of him to even at least try and at least stick a leg, he was just making, regressive movement backwards when Bailey was actually dribbling forward. And I don't like that kind of defensive structure. If you want to mark a player, go all out. Why going backwards? Zichenko was nowhere to be found. He was in that left back position. But where were you? He was nowhere because why? He's inverted. He was out there in the midfield. So when Leon Bailey was out there trying to dribble and get it past Gabriel, it was Zichenko's fault. He left the defense open. Even if Gabriel's defending was, short of demonic, useless defending, shameless defending. Yeah, what were they doing up to 6 players? And don't get me started on Declan Rice. He had a poor game. So we will get into all the
But
specifics.
we can
I would
allow that
allow.
though.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Weezer, please talk to these people. How did you see that game, man?
Can you hear us, Wizard?
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We can hear you now.
I'm good. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you not hear me?
We can hear
Yes.
you. Can hear you
Yeah.
clearly.
So, you know what was so funny? A- Abs. I wrote same old Arsenal in my notes. Same old Arsenal just felt
Same
like a
old
game
us.
I'd seen before. It felt like a game that I expected it to be after I saw that they got a result against Man City, and that obviously we had to go there and play them. But again, I have to question Arteta's decision making because I knew that obviously Leon Bailey starting, they were going to target Zinny,
Big ups on
and
Monday.
from
On
the
Monday.
kickoff,
Great,
that's
great,
what they
great
done. They
guy. Big
targeted
ups.
Zinny, and then where did the assist for the goal come from? Zinny side. So I mean, I expected this. I'm not even going to say that I'm disappointed. It just means that we haven't really moved on from where we were last season. Do you know? Obviously, Aston Villa beating Man City and then Liverpool winning earlier in the day yesterday. We had to go out there and make a statement and just say, look, Aston Villa, you're doing bits, but you're not where we are. And
Yeah, definitely.
we didn't. We totally shut down. We looked scared. We weren't being creative. Um,
Yeah, I think he's having
I think he's having
connection
issues down
problems.
there. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Anytime from now on Monday will be joining us anyway. I've just sent the link
Yeah.
to on Monday. On Monday said he wants to have a piece of the action, so definitely he'll be coming in. But see, yeah,
Okay.
Craig and Abs, yeah.
Mm.
See, who takes the blame for this for what happened
Who
on
takes the blame?
Saturday? Because we can't be, yeah. See, we've now lost two games away this season. Away games used to be our bread and butter. We defend properly in away games. Against Luton, we're looking shabby. Conceded 3 goals. I wasn't even confident going into this Aston Villa matchup, yeah. But the
Mm.
problem there with this Aston Villa thing is that they completely lacked any sort of respect for Arsenal. Like they didn't even respect Arsenal's attack. Yeah, because they were playing loosely. Even the way they were, Vance, me and you had a watch along on the day. I was telling you about the lackadaisical way. Like they didn't even have to even put an effort in that game. They didn't even play half the way they played against Manchester City. And they did win Arsenal. Like it was so easy. It was so easy, yeah, to defend against Arsenal. Is our attacks becoming a little bit more predictable? Isn't Mikel Arteta trying to, okay, if this is not working, can't we kind of like just shuffle things a bit, like restructure things a bit? I know we don't have the desired players on the bench, but at least make do with what you have. Reshuffle the attack. It's becoming predictable. Saka predictable. Martinelli, predictable. Everyone is predictable in the team.
Yeah. Who's that to? Is that to me?
Hey,
You talking to me?
anyone can answer. Anyone can answer.
Yeah. Well, I think during our watch along, I think it was Wolfie that brought it up. That do you know what? The wingers, they hardly ever switch. It's always Martinelli stuck to his wing and Saka just stuck to his wing. There's never no like interchanging or I'm gonna change now and go onto the left, Saka for a bit, and Martinelli, I'm gonna go onto the right to probably do a bit of in swinging crosses and that. It's just always the same. Um, As much as I like my wingers, I find them very predictable. Now, everyone's going to talk about last season. Martinelli scored this amount of goals, and Saka scored that many goals, and there's GA this season and all that. But I watch football with my eyes,
Hmm.
eyes.
Exactly,
And
man.
what I've seen this season, and what I saw yesterday in particular from these man was
Hmm.
big up Yabba man. How you doing, my
Yeah,
brother?
big up to you, big
Big
up,
ups. See,
big up,
Big
guys,
up,
man.
man. Big
we
up.
have to
Yeah,
pause this. We have to pause this a bit, yeah. And
That's
let's
what I'm
talk about the
saying.
big man in the house. See, yeah, guys, yeah, this guy needs no introduction. He was here when I was developing this channel. No introduction to this person, yeah. On Monday, Juma Yaba. He goes by the name Yaba Forbes these days, anyway. You know,
Big man in the building.
hey,
maybe Big Bro has had a little bit of a reawakening. You know, but bro, you're welcome to the show. How you doing?
hey, big up, man. Big up Tony, big up Craig, and big up Ty, and big up my
Yes,
brother here
sir.
to my left or right. How you doing, sir? Yeah, great show. You're doing great, Tony, man. Love what you're doing, man. I've come on as a listener and with respect. I've come here humble with respect, offering frankincense, myrrh,
Man and
and to the golden child, Saka and your boys. You're doing really well. Please, I'm listening to the show. I just want to say this before I go back to Ty. Look, as our manager in the press conference this week said something about killers. There's killers in this league. We've seen results. We've seen Everton get some results recently. We've seen Man City lose to Villa. We've seen like really some shock results. Luton Town at home seem to be like the no-go zone at the moment. You don't want to go there with what they've been doing. So I don't like the attitude that you're coming with, man. You have to accept that no one's exempt from getting licks. And you've taken two defeats now in this tough league, the elite league out here, and you're looking at like this. Look at long faces. You need to change to your view, not to horizontal. Change it that way because the long faces I'm seeing from you guys is ridiculous. You know?
You know it is. You know it is. You know it is, Yabby. Yeah. Arsenal are under so much pressure from rival fans these days. Yeah. It's like
Hmm.
the minute you lose a game, bro. Yeah. Every stream you're getting cooked. Everyone's cooking you. Arsenal are this, Arsenal are that. To be honest, yeah, we haven't got no right to be saying, "Do you know what, we should be beating this team and we should be beating that team," because you know what, anyone could get beat on the day.
Mm.
Yeah, if you don't apply yourself, and Yabs, as a manager yourself and coach or whatever you do, yeah, you know if your team don't turn up and they have the wrong attitude going into a game, then sometimes, boy, it's not going to go the way you want it to go. The result's not going to go the way you want it to go. So it's that pressure as well from like rival
Mm.
fans, but it also is like you're watching your team now and you're thinking, hold on, you man are at the top of the league. Yeah, I know you haven't played well, but you knew what Villa were about. You knew you were going to Villa. You knew them man were going to stick it from on you from the start. But what did we do? We went there all scared, all shook. Man was like, man couldn't handle the physicality, and that's the thing.
Man
When you
couldn't
play
handle the
Arsenal,
physicality.
when you do the
Exactly.
physicality thing, Yabba, me and you
See,
football, yeah, and we know what it's all about, yeah. I know Yabba personally, so
yeah,
me and this
yeah.
guy go back years, yeah.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying, yeah? Arsenal always been a team, yeah, from previous that have had physicality in their team, the Vieiras, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the
Yeah.
T and the Tony Adams and all that kind of stuff, yeah. And to some respect, yeah, we've got Saliba, we've got Gabriel now, we've got Declan Rice as well. But all the other guys, yeah, around, they're all like tippy tappy, nice guys. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Mm.
they all
Mm.
want to have time on the ball. They all want to do these back hits. Odegaard, for example, he wants to do his little back heel in a game and do his little turn and fake pass and all them kind of things there.
He had three opportunities to actually put Arsenal ahead yesterday. See, I hear you on Monday. I hear you. I hear you. Actually, we even talk about that, you know. But again, see, Weezer, I'll bring you in here, Weezer, just before we go to our friend Craig on top. Then we'll go back to on Monday. See, Weezer, Aston Villa, despite that ground being a ground that they haven't lost in 14 games, but you could see the spaces. You could see that Arsenal was running the show a little bit, at least a little bit. Yeah, and we got goal scoring opportunities. The problem there was that we lacked that extra bit of quality up front to get us going and get us the goals. Aston Villa was there for the taking. Two, three goals, they were there for the taking. Do you agree that they were there for the taking? Or should we look at Aston Villa as this tough, big bully kind of team that on Monday is actually, rightfully painting them to be, and that we should suck it up and take it?
Wizard.
Um, to be honest, it was kind of like the Newcastle game. Do you remember the Newcastle game?
Yeah.
Where we was having a lot of chances away at Newcastle as well, but we just couldn't finish our dinner. And obviously, it brings me back to the striking problem
Mm.
because Jesus, I think it was Saka crossing the ball, and Jesus was going to chest it and bring it down, and he just wasn't. He just wasn't on point enough in the space that he had to be effective. So for me,
I'm sorry, guys. Wizard is out. But just before we go to Omondi, our brother Craig, just chime in there. You heard what Omondi said, yeah? Do you totally agree with him, or do you think he's in the right path? With this, we should suck it up. The league is hard. You know, this kind of losses come once in a while. We should take it. Or do you clearly see that game as a game that Arsenal should be winning that game?
I do agree with what Amondi said. Big up Amondi. I think that like we have to.
Yeah,
End
okay.
of the day, you're gonna lose games that you look at. You think we should have won that game. But Aston Villa are a good team, and their manager is Emery. Unai Emery, like he obviously he's want to prove a point against his former club, like the way how he got sacked and whatever. And he wants to, what I mean, he wants to show everyone that he can do well, and he's done well at smaller clubs as well. So he's got that
where's your room
reputation.
door?
He's got that reputation where he wants to do well. And I think Aston Villa are going to do well this year. If they continue winning their games, they're definitely going to challenge for the top 4 this season, or even top 5, top 6 this season. So it's like they're having a Newcastle run, like what Newcastle had last season, where they just won a big run and they won and they got top 4. So they are a team to beat, and they've got a good team. They've got a good, young, hungry team. And sometimes with us, if we don't play well in the first 10 minutes in games, we struggle. And I think Aston Villa exploited our weaknesses yesterday at left back and in midfield. So they thought that, you know what, Arsenal there for the taking. We're going to go for it and take it. And that's what they did. Exactly what they did. That's what happened in the game. So, yeah.
But see, Omondi, see, I have to bring you back in. See, I hear you when you say that Aston Villa, going into Aston Villa, we have to respect them. I do understand that. But again, if you look at the stats of the matchup here, Arsenal did have superior ball possession. We did get into positions to score a goal, a goal or two. Martin Odegaard, I can count at least up to 3 opportunities, that Martin Odegaard had to just slot in the ball into the net. 3 chances alone, but he wasn't totally in that game. There was just a simple ball. I think I told you about this football band. There was just a simple ball. It was just to put it in the top bins. It's like it was in the 18-yard box. Just put it in the top bins, and it's done. Arsenal would have been 1-1 at the time, but he fluffed his lines. Yeah, we didn't see him. Gabriel Jesus fluffed his lines. Gabriel Martinelli was looping balls to no one. Like we had several opportunities to get that game back on track. Kai Havertz, see, guys know me on this channel, yeah. I've come out to criticize Kai Havertz harshly on this channel, but I'm sorry, Omondi, he was actually our best creator yesterday. He created at least nothing less than 3 chances for Arsenal, to get in that matchup. Omondi, what I'm saying is, I'm not disputing the fact that Aston Villa is a tough team, but I'm just saying when you do get to these positions, yeah, sometimes you just need to take it for what it is. We had chances, we didn't get it at the end of the day, and that's why we're gloomy. How about that on Monday?
Yeah, big up, man. I just want to say, is Wiz a Man United fan? Because he's frozen.
No, he's an Arsenal fan.
No, surely he's a Man United fan because he's frozen. His frozen status is like our goal difference status, -2 right now, I think. And we're calling Wiz a BR, British Rail, more delayed than British Rail. Right, so first of all, I just want to address the thing about the game. I did watch the game with Arsenal. Obviously, everyone wants to watch that because it's great football. You think Aston Villa. You build it up. Aston Villa at home, going for 15 home games in a row against Arsenal, who also got to go to next away game is at Anfield as well. So it's showtime. It's showtime right now. You can't expect to be stepping up and not taking L. Muhammad Ali took L's. Mike Tyson took L. You have to take L. You don't go into the shower and not get wet. This is what happens in the Premier League. There's only been one invincible team, and we know who that is. It's very rare that this happens. So you have to expect that. Don't be too downhearted by it. You talk about Odegaard. Now, you were saying earlier about one performance. He scored a lot of goals in the same sort of position this season. You've seen it. I don't know if you've seen the memes or whatever. He's stepping up, 6-yard box, arriving late, slot, finishing his dinner quite easily. Not on top of that as well, why I rate him, like Bruno Fernandes, is that you got he's almost a complete player because with Odegaard and Bruno Fernandes, they work hard. They might not be small frame, they might be the technical guy. In previous eras, like Ty would know from Italian football, the number 10 was a technical guy. You played through him, and this guy might not be the hardest. You might be able to rattle him a little bit, but we're seeing with Odegaard and Bruno, these guys work hard and they've got a complete. They're almost a complete player because they put more effort in than someone who's not as talented. So you get someone with talent working hard as well. And as a neutral Man United fan, I have to give the guy ultimate respect because of that. So I'm not going to stand here and criticize him for one game or a couple of games where he's raised the bar last season. And now, as you're building up to that, to try to get back to those standards, because it's hard to maintain, especially in the Premier League, especially with all the data that all teams have on Arsenal Football Club right now, trying to stop them. It's like there's formulas. I was given a good analogy recently about Kung Fu. You remember the old school Kung Fu movie that we used to watch? So some bad man would turn up with a snake style and kick your master's ass, beat your girl and all that kind of thing, slap you up and say, don't come back to me. And you have to go away to the hills and the mountains and learn to counter the snake style. It depends how good the snake style is before you learn how to counter it and come back and then whoop his ass. With Arsenal,
Mm,
what Arteta created here is a style which is everyone's like, Ross, this is a lot. It's taking a long time to master this, but it's getting to
mm.
the stage now where teams are starting to say, right, this is how we're going to have to set up against Arsenal. We're going to have to be ruthless, aggressive, all kinds of things. Play our best
Exactly.
game as Villa did yesterday. Play the best game on the back foot at home. On the back foot at their own home, and come out with a win, and they're like delighted. But they cannot maintain those standards. You've imposed yourself on them, and you're imposing yourself on the league with your style. Same with Pep. His style has lasted a long time. People still go out there trying to work out with data and all that kind of thing. How do we counter this style? So credit to Arteta. The only thing I would say is when you come up against a low block, or when you got people double up against Saka and all that kind of thing, you got to find a different way to speed up the ball, speed up the play, to break teams down. It's all right. What I'm seeing here, you getting overloads in midfield, bringing the left back in. Then you're getting overloads on the wide areas where you get the two wide guys. Really good on the ball. They can take people on. I know we've seen the book. We could all here write a book about how Arsenal play their football. So what do you think these Premiership clubs are doing with their data throughout the week and doing their
Mm.
homework? A big thing. They must know, but it's just how to beat it. You dominate possession. You're creating a lot of chances for sure. But the thing is now you're coming against teams who are stubborn and good as Villa, like Villa are as well, and who are trying to hit you on the break, as we did a couple of years ago with the 3-1 at Old Trafford. I felt that was a good indicator of how we can't beat you possession-wise. We've got to try a way to beat you in transitions and open you up when you've got an extra man in midfield, for example. So that's, as we saw with Bailey setting up the goal yesterday, that was a transition. That was something, the only way they were really going to dominate and score against you. So with all that said and done, your style is immaculate, as Mike Tyson would say. My style is immaculate. But you have to stay up there and say to yourself, be proud.
Mm. No, see,
Your chest should still be swell
um,
up
um, um,
right now.
um,
Be proud.
Monday.
It's all right taking the L. You dominated the game. Just roll on next week, get that point again, and then go up to Anfield and try to demonstrate how good you are again. Because you
See,
don't be downhearted. That's all I'd say.
Monday, I hear you. I hear you. But again, yeah, if you're going for top four, that result is okay. If you're going for the league, however,
Shrewd. You're
it's
shrewd,
not
Tony.
good enough.
You're
Those are the
shrewd,
kind
Tony.
of games you have to go into the den, yeah, of the enemy and get 3 points. Then people will start taking you seriously. Right now, I don't think the critics on Monday, even you, I don't think you would take Arsenal critically, yeah, as genuine title contenders with at least to win the trophy. I'm not talking of just contending. I'm talking of winning the trophy. You can't put Arsenal in your first two to win the trophy with what we did yesterday against Aston Villa. We totally lacked quality. Yeah, I hear you when you talk about Mikel Arteta and what he's brought to the football club. I do understand that, but again, we're becoming a little bit too predictable. In our attacking front. Bukayo Saka is always doubled up upon. Martinelli is always found out. In the league most of the time, and sometimes totally off the game. Martin Odegaard, yes, I do hear you. He scored some goals, but in some certain games it just totally disappears. Like it's in somewhere like in Pluto or Saturn. It's not around the space. And this see, and Mikel Arteta's football is built around Martin Odegaard. He is the key guy. Yeah. And he also doubles as our captain. So when our captain on a day, yeah, in a big game like that game yesterday, where our captain did not show up, it has also happened in other big games this season. He doesn't show up in the big games. In the little games, in the Bournemouth game, in the maybe all these little teams, yeah, he does show up. He does scores goals. But when the going gets hard, we do need our captain. We do need our creator in chief to be created, to be scoring goals. And I'm sorry, last season, he put up 15 goals last season and put up 7 assists last season also. I'm sorry, man. I don't just think, even if he's scoring goals in some games, I don't just really think he's replicating that form this season. It's just frustrating and annoying. You have to be going to
Tony,
Aston Villa
Tony,
to win
Tony,
it if you want
Tony,
people to take you seriously.
Tony,
I don't
Tony.
think any team next week, if we go play any other team, they won't take us seriously. They won't take us seriously. They will want to attack us.
Very
They will
true,
want to.
Tony.
They want to scrap. They want to scrap. It's not like Manchester City where okay, they're having their downturn, but last season, when they beat these teams, yeah, the next week these teams are scared to even come out to attack. They're scared because they've they've given a good account of themselves, and they put themselves in a position where these teams have to fear them and fear their attack. So that's what I'm
What
saying.
can I ask you something? Why has Odegaard at his young age been made captain? What characteristics does it make to be a captain? I'll ask everyone on the panel.
Greg,
What are the characteristics to be a captain, and why is someone like Odegaard being picked as a captain as Arsenal?
good question. Greg,
What are the
Captain,
characteristics?
leader, inspire the team to win the game. Get the game by the scruff of a neck when the tough gets going. You can get like what Gerrard used to do, like what Roy Keane used to do, Vieira used to do. Elite players who, if the game was a hard game, they can go out there and just do a magic thing, and the game will just change. Game changers, I would say. And not only that, when it comes to a battle, when you see a teammate getting hurt and all that in a game, they give it to you, give it back to them, kind of thing as well. So that's what I'll say. A leader who can lead. Not only that, lead that win trophies as well.
yeah.
So just based on that, obviously there's more to come. But so based on that, are you happy with the nomination being nominated as captain for Odegaard being nominated as captain? Has he got those characteristics? Because Tony's just said something quite damning about the player, but I don't see it like that. I see it as he's been picked as captain for those qualities that you just said there, Craig. And I think character's the biggest thing. He will know full well what Tony's saying. He will be actually watching the show, maybe, secretly, a silent listener. If you're not, you better be, guys. It's the best Arsenal show out there. He's a silent listener. He will be watching, and he will know he needs to step up his game. He knows that because that's why he's a leader. That's why he's a captain. That's why I think he's a top player. 14 goals and 9 assists last season. Crazy, whatever you said. So I believe with his character settings that he has, he will come back from this, Tony, and in a couple of months' time, I want to hear you give it a lovely speech on what a great he is.
I hope so. But again, I'll just come in there before Abs comes in. Yeah, see, on Monday we have 105 million player doing the rounds in our team this season. That's leadership. The way he's playing, the way he's galvanizing the team, the way he's vocal enough, yeah. And again, he has performances that backs up the leadership qualities he has in himself. He has been a leader in West Ham. I think that guy should be taking the mantle of Arsenal leadership. Martin Odegaard, yeah, he's a good guy, but again, he's also a nice guy. And see, yeah, nice guys. We don't always win all the time, yeah. You see, sometimes you just need these people with grit, with power, with commanding, towering. When you did see Vieira, yeah, I grew up at the time, yeah, where Vieira was in there, where Adams was in there, legendary captains of this football club, and they were vocal enough, yeah, they were vocal enough. Whenever the team was lacking inspiration and needed motivation to keep pushing, those are the guys you look up to. But right now, would this team look up to Odegaard to get that inspiration?
Hold on, we had this debate. Sorry, Tony.
I don't really think so, man.
Sorry,
I don't really
Tony.
think so.
Timing that.
And that's a big problem in your team. Also, there's no leadership in your team.
Let me
We'll be
let me
going
let me
down
cut-
to
let me
Manchester
chime in.
United.
Let me quickly
Yeah,
chime
yeah.
in on this now. Now,
On Monday's ready.
one of the most no, because you need to look at this logically now, yeah. So when you look at football these days now, yeah, and I'm not no football expert, I'm just a pundit like all you
We all
guys,
are.
yeah,
Yeah.
giving an opinion. Now, if you look at teams in the Premier League and throughout and wherever, yeah, you have your captain, but you also have your leadership group as well. So you have like 2, 3 guys that probably speak amongst themselves, and you know what I'm saying, yeah, with the captain, and they're like leaders as well. For me, too much emphasis is put on Odegaard as a captain. We know he's 24 years old, yeah. We know he's not
Yeah.
the type of captain that's going to be shouting and screaming, yeah. Yesterday, though, I saw the thing is, yeah, sometimes we don't see things, yeah, when we're watching on the screen. But I've seen Odegaard plenty of times, yeah, waving his hands, come over here doing all this. He's actually a very good communicator when it comes to being a captain, and that's one thing. Communication is probably one of the most important things, yeah, because without communication, there's no leadership. Because if you can't talk to someone and that person don't want to listen, then what's the point in it? Do you know what I mean? They're not going to have no respect for you. I think the players respect him. I think the players love Odegaard. Yeah, I just think the expectation on Odegaard's last season, we're expecting the same this season, and it's not happening for him at this stage. Yes, he missed 3 chances yesterday, but that chance that Tony's going on about, yeah, yes, it's easy for us to say, yeah, he could have just smacked it in the top corner, but you know what? Maybe he didn't hit it properly. Do you understand, yeah? When your confidence is down, yeah, when your confidence is down, you guys know, yeah, playing football, yeah, when your confidence is down, yeah, that touch, that shot, do you know what I'm saying, yeah, nothing's going right for you. Do you know what I mean,
Mm.
yeah? And the thing is, yeah, we're still second in the league, so maybe, and maybe this is hoping from my side, maybe the second half is going to be Odegaard's going to come into his own and he's going to be that player
You know,
for the
we just
for
have
the
to
second
hope,
part of
right?
the season.
We just have
And
to
we just
hope,
have to
right?
hope. We just have to hope.
Just
Yeah.
to add, and while we're discussing this captain thing, so it's really interesting that you said, Tony, you mentioned about captains of the past. They don't exist anymore. The Roy Keanes, Brian Robsons, Vieiras, which you expect captain, dragging Gerrard, for example, dragging the game, dragging teammates up, stringing people up, fighting Vieira in the
Yeah.
tunnel, rough house things. Those captains of the past. When you look at Gundogan was captain of the treble winners last season. Is he the similar captain in that mold? Maybe not. We got Bruno Fernandes is our captain at Man United. Is he in that mode? No, he's not. Odegaard is not in that mode either. So things change over time, and that captain of the past, the Roy Keane image, that Vieira sort of guy, it doesn't exist anymore. Very rare in the Premiership top 6. Look at Liverpool, who's their captain. Look at Man City, who's their current captain. Look at Spurs, who's their captain. Look at forget Newcastle. Newcastle maybe got that about them, but there's not many players like that anymore. And so that's why I asked the key question: what are the characteristics? And Craig dropped it brilliantly, gave us some key characteristics of what a captain is. But I think with these players we have now, they set an example by what they do on the pitch. And
Yeah.
I do agree, though, but Declan Rice, by dragging West Ham to their first European trophy last season, and
Sure.
the player that he is,
Sure.
I wouldn't strip, because it'd be embarrassing to strip Odegaard now, you know, because that shouldn't happen.
Yeah. I'm looking at next season. Next season.
As Ty was saying there, you have a core couple of players there who've got leadership qualities that will take you in. This is what you needed, like last year, which will take you in. It comes to March, April, May. These Rices, the Odegaards, these sort of players, even the Salibas, leading by example, the way he defends. These are sort of players you can rely on and who could take you somewhere. That's the difference, I think, between the captains of the past and what we're seeing today in modern football.
Definitely. See, yeah, guys, yeah, let's roll a little bit into what we saw in the weekend, some key games we saw in the weekend. Manchester United. See, guys, we have a Manchester United fan extraordinaire down here, yeah.
Big up the
On
Manchester
Monday
United
Tumor,
agenda.
yeah, guys. Shout out to his channel, yeah. See, Manchester United went head to head, yeah, with Bournemouth in the weekend. Oh my God, guys! I know that Arsenal had it bad, yeah, but guys, Manchester United taking up 3 goals in the theater of dreams. How have the mighty fallen? Craig, take a lead on this one before Weezer will talk. Then we'll allow Omondi talk last because after Weezer, of course, our brother Bans will take it over. Then we listen to Omondi last. So Craig, take it up from there. Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3.
I feel like as Amundi said that this season a lot of shocks happen in the Premier League. Like the big boy, the small clubs can beat the big boys now. They're not scared of them anymore. 20 years ago, them type of results would rarely happen. You'll never see a Bournemouth beating a Man United at home at Old Trafford. Or that Old Trafford used to be a ground where you didn't want to go and play your football when Sir Alex Ferguson
Oh
was
my
manager.
god.
You would never ever want to go there and think you can. If you get a result there, it'll be a bonus. But now it seems like teams don't fail them anymore. Like I don't know what it is. I don't want to blame. Like it's just one of them. Anyone could beat anyone in the Premier League now, so you can't really. It's like yeah, anyone can beat anyone. So you can't rest on your laurels. You have to be focused on every game. And Man United were on a good run as well because they won. I think they won the last 6 games before they lost against Bournemouth. They
Yeah.
beat they beat Fulham. They beat I think they
Chelsea, Everton.
Chelsea, Everton.
On Monday
So
had
they
to
they
get that in there. He had to
so
get
so
that in
so
there.
so they were in good form going into that game. So you know, but I think the thing is that they still needs to be a bit of a clear out of the club as well. I feel like there's still players that are at the club that are not good enough to be at the club anymore, or been there too long and need to be moved on eventually. But I think Man United have got some good young players coming through the academy as well, and I feel like they might have to start giving them some more minutes and all that. Like that Manu guy, centre mid, he looks very good. You got Garnacho, he looks very good as well. So United have got some good young players coming through for the future. So maybe sooner or later you're gonna have to phase out the ones who are not doing the business anymore and just go for the youth and work for it like that. I would say. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Weezer, talk to these people, yeah. Manchester United 0. Yeah, in the theater of dreams, yeah. Bournemouth came came to the yard, yeah, danced around it, yeah. See, these guys were lucky, yeah, to escape, yeah, with just three. It could have been 4 or 5. Actually, I was thinking it was gonna be 6. But boy, oh boy, Manchester United, theater of dreams, ripped apart and torn a new one in the theater of dreams.
Well, let me start with this. This is an Arsenal show, so don't expect anything nice to come out my mouth. Yeah.
Exactly.
Firstly, I was hearing. Obviously, my internet's been playing up, but I've been watching on my phone. So,
Mm,
Tony was saying about when he was coming up and the Vieiras and that. Yeah, when I was growing up, yeah, Man United were winning most things. Most things. Everyone at primary school supported Man United. Most people at secondary school supported Man United. So my view on Man United is, you guys have won enough stuff for a lifetime. Now you sit on the sidelines. Yeah, you already seen Man City come in. You've seen Liverpool come in and win the Premier League. And Arsenal's coming too, baby. Arsenal's coming too. So you lot just sit on the
mm,
sidelines and watch. But I mean, I'm happy to see what's happening over there. You can't keep winning everything, Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues. You know what I mean?
mm.
So to me, let it continue. You know, you
Lord may continue.
keep buying your merchandise and your shirts and that. Keep supporting them because obviously you got roof leaks and rubbish training facilities and all that. You know what I mean? But
Epic
boy,
takedown, man. Epic takedown.
yeah, man. Good times, man. Good times. Good
Good
times.
times.
Good
See,
times.
Bant, yeah, just before on Mondays is put into the frying pan. Yeah. What do you think about that? What do you think about that matchup, man? Bloody hell. What happened? And Onana, don't get us started on Onana, yeah. Don't get us started on Onana. But how did you see that game, man? It could have been 6. I saw Said, yeah, a popular Man United podcaster, losing his shit absolutely yesterday. In fact, I'm wondering why on Monday he's having a smile on his face on the show today. Bant,
Because they've won enough. If we
talk
had won
talk
the
to on
amount of
Monday, man.
Champions
Talk to on
Leagues
Monday.
that they have
Yeah.
Talk
won,
to on
we'd be
Monday.
sitting here smiling too.
And
Nah, do you know
Foz is
what?
in
Do you
the
know what?
chat,
That's
yeah. My United fan,
We
Hot
haven't got
Foz is
yeah.
in the
one
chat.
Champions League. We
This
haven't
is
got
you
one.
can't
I
make this
know,
up.
I know, I know. You know what? Yeah, big up Hot Fuzz in the chat
Yeah,
as
Hot
well.
Foz,
He's a Man
Mama
United fan as
Flossy,
well.
Ellie
So
Door
yeah,
Football.
yeah.
Big
Big
ups to
up all
all
the
of
man
them.
mentioned like United
Yeah.
fans. And yeah, Wiz is right. You know, growing up, it was Manchester United winning trebles, winning doubles, just smashing teams. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know the bloody Ferguson days. Yeah, can't disrespect the Fergie days, man. Those were the days. And since Fergie left, and well, didn't actually leave the building totally, but since he went, United haven't been the same team ever since. You know, whoever's come in, Van Gaal's, Mourinho's, Ten Hag's, whoever's come in, the team as a whole, the culture, the whole club is just not the same. Now, looking at the result from an outsider, before this game, they had quite a good run. I think it was 4 or 5 games
Yeah,
they
yeah,
won, isn't
yeah,
it, on the
yeah.
top?
Exactly,
So
exactly.
they had a good run. So I thought, is this United turning the corner? And then what happened? What happened yesterday? It, the thing is, when you see results like this with United, you're hardly shocked anymore. It's like, well, I saw the result and I was like, do you know what? I'm not even shocked because
Hmm.
United's style of play is just like I don't even know what their style of play is anymore. I don't know.
Anymore.
I don't even know what their style of play is, and they've got players there that they've overstayed their welcome, man. And we can talk
Hmm.
about blaming managers but some of the players have to take a lot of responsibility. A lot of responsibilities lies on those players, yeah, because some of these players, yeah, it's like they think they're the God's gift. It's like they think, you know what, I could just turn up, do what I want. Do you know what I mean? Have that lazy attitude and think they can just win a game, but you're seeing it with like senior players, like players that I heard that Martial's been there for like he was there since 19. He's like nearly 30 now. Is that true,
Bro,
Yabba?
it's older now.
And I can't remember the last time that guy's actually played a full season.
Hmm.
I don't think he's actually played a full season. I don't think he's played a full 90 minutes for like how many years? 2, 3 years. Serious.
Hmm.
What's happened to these players? Rashford banged it up last season, yeah, scoring goals left, right, and centre. What has
17
happened?
goals was what Rashford scored last season. He only has two
What
this season.
has happened to him this season? I don't think he's just dropped off all of a sudden and he's not a good player. There's something in the water at Manchester, and there's something that we don't know about that's going on behind closed doors that we're not privy to.
That that we're not
There's
privy
stuff,
to.
yeah, and we can talk about the top and the owners and stuff like that. But you know what? The players need to separate from the top, and when they're on the pitch, their ability, they use their legs, they use their arms, they use their head. Yeah, they're not thinking about the owners when they're playing on the pitch. They have this mentality that we want to win games. They should have that mentality. So do you know what? Yabba knows more. Do you know what I mean? And before I pass over to Yabba, yeah, please subscribe to his channel, The Man United Agenda.
I've posted it.
Brilliant
I've
shows.
posted it down there.
Yeah, brilliant
Thank you.
shows, man. You know what I'm saying? Big up Mr. B and all the man them as well.
Thank
So
you.
yeah,
Yeah, big up the
I'll,
charts.
I'll
Yeah.
pass over the baton to you, my bro.
Hold on, hold on.
Mm.
Can I just say something before? I just wanna, because I just want you to answer this question as well when you go into the Man United stuff. Yeah. Do you think that Fergie sabotaged Man United by appointing what's his name, Moyes, when he left?
Mm.
Nah,
Nah.
Moyes was doing
I
well
don't
at the time. When he was at Everton,
Yeah, and look at Moyes has done well. I mean, look, he's went to Real Sociedad and learned more about football. We've seen Trippier go to Atletico Madrid in recent years.
There's some noise coming out from your mic on
Mike
Monday.
sounds a bit.
Yeah,
Let me
it
lock
sounds a
and
bit
come
a
out
bit.
again. Just give me 2 seconds
Yeah,
because I know what it
Okay,
is. Do I sound like
okay,
a Dalek?
okay, okay.
yes.
It he's sounding like Manchester United right now. Yeah. See, yeah, guys, they're all see, yeah, guys, they're in the mud. They're in the mud. But
Mm.
but see, yeah, guys, yeah. Did you see what happened to Newcastle today? It's
Yeah, I
like
mean,
since they got that
do you know?
Arsenal win, yeah,
You know what it
bad
is,
luck has
Tony?
been following them.
Do you know what it is, Tony? Yeah, and that's what frustrates me when I see Spurs with all the injuries that they've got go and play like that. I just think of Arsenal. Like, what is really going on?
Exactly.
What's really
But see,
going on?
but we'll come to that. Let's allow Omondi defend himself about what happened to Manchester United. Yeah, with Bournemouth coming down there and see, yeah, making the theater of dreams. Yeah, turning into the theater of nightmares. Omondi, take it away.
Certainly was. Like Bournemouth come like the Daleks, invasion of the Daleks. Exterminate, exterminate, exterminate. Is my voice still the same? I got my voice.
It's
All right,
okay.
Nah,
good.
it's cool. It's cool.
I just want to say how disappointed I am that Wizards' Wi-Fi didn't go down while he was chatting mess about Man United. Right. I was thinking, please, cut the Wi-Fi. You know, he was ripping
Cut
us
the
all up.
Exterminate,
Cherry.
exterminate.
Pop-Tart cherry there, like we did yesterday. So, all right, let me just say a couple things. We're really quick with this. Yeah. I'm going to make comparisons because I'm on an Arsenal show. I'm going to make a few comparisons with Arsenal. Arsenal, 20 years since you last won a major trophy. Major trophies for me, Champions League and League. We're both big clubs. We've been other clubs coming on with financial stuff, you know, coming in, Chelsea, Man City. It's really sort of spoiling the football. We are traditionally two clubs that represent and made it ourselves. We've got our own history and that kind of thing. It's been 10 years for us since we last won the league. It's a long time. The reason we haven't won a league in so long is because Fergie's left, and there was a great point, Wizard, there about appointing Moyes. And as I was saying, he went away, learned his trade. He's come back and proved he's a good manager. He's like getting West Ham to win a European trophy. You have to give the guy a lot of credit. And don't forget, they were fighting for top four the last couple of seasons as well, with players you wouldn't expect. So this is a good manager for sure. And I just think he needed more time, because what happens is when at a club like Man United, you're in the spotlight. If you don't, it's about results, isn't it? You don't have time to build. Fergie was there from 86 to 1990, didn't win a trophy, came 14th once in the league, had a run of 14 games without winning a game. You know, that's how bad it was for him. But it's a transition we have to understand. Fans are taking over. This is why we got channels like this. Fans talk. Fans have their voice. They boo. They wave the white flag. It's so much pressure. So we've had numerous managers, maybe more qualified than Ten Hag over the last few years. Louis van Gaal, David Moyes, Mourinho, you know, come through, and they've all failed because it didn't work out. There's something, like as Ty was saying, there's something inherent in the club which needs to be eradicated, exterminated. It needs to be coming out of the club for sure. And what we're doing, why I'm happy with Ten Hag, is because he's come along. He's a disciplinarian, and he's come along, and he's, with the help of Ranrick, he sort of set this up. You're going to get troubleshooters going into companies and find out what the issue is and exterminate everybody that's not, which is poison for the club, as players and staff. And that's what we need to, a complete rebuild. In comparison to when I'm measuring up with Arsenal, you did the same damn thing. You come in, you got rid of a Banyang, you put him on the bench for lateness. We come with laws. You've got to have some discipline. And like these players are like children. And children need discipline, and these top players need discipline as well. Otherwise, the player power, just the balance of the scales is just too much a lot of the time. So we're going through a phase right now, like Paul Abdul, 2 steps forward. To take 2 steps forward, you have to take 2 steps back, you know? And the opposites attract, because we're seeing the attraction, the opposite thing going on, the same thing going on with Arsenal Football Club. You've had to take a few steps back, 8th place twice in the league, you know, before you could actually step forward again. And now you're in that place, and you've forgotten about that. That doesn't matter anymore because you stuck with the manager. It wasn't on this Wenger out business, which the fans really run him out of the club. You stuck with Arteta because you saw something from day one. You won the FA Cup, blessing. You had young players, as Craig was saying earlier, with Smith Rowe and Saka come through, who kind of saved you, you know, initially. It's like, wow, this is good. And so there was a fine balance between failing and a success. And
But again on Monday,
Henry,
you could see an identity in Mikel Arteta. Right now, this Manchester United
I'm coming to that now.
I can't see an identity. I don't know how this man was.
Let him land, Tony.
Let's make it a little bit heated up for Monday. Yeah, for Monday.
Cool.
This guy hasn't even developed players. Yeah, players have regressed. Yeah, in his regime. Look at Rashford. He's not looking good. He hasn't developed at all. See, this manager has actually put lots of guys on the bench. Yeah, he wanted out this past summer. Yeah, and they're the ones actually trying to bail him out right now. What is Evans doing in your football club? That is the same thing with there's no difference. Cedric the Entertainer is still in this football club. El Neni is still in this football club. It's the same thing. It's the same goddamn thing. What are these guys doing there? So, you know, you can paint it anyhow you want, yeah. But again, this man doesn't have an identity. Players have not progressed around him. Look at Marshall. He hasn't progressed. Actually, Rashford scored 17 goals last season. He only has 2 league goals this season. That's poor. It's shabby. And again, just like Mikel Arteta right now, I can't trust Mikel Arteta with any more money of this football club right now because I've seen with 65 million pounds he went to go get Kai Havertz. That's not the kind of player I want to be buying for 65 million pounds. But wait, Manchester United actually spent money on Anthony. Have you guys totally forgotten this? Yeah, you can't trust that manager with any more money from that football club because the guys that he's brought in are totally not cutting it. Manchester United are with a bunch of actually very, very average players. And by the time Manchester United fans come to terms with that, that you're trying to just milk, you're just trying to milk out of the cow something like magic you can get. You're trying to get eggs where you should be getting milk, and it's from average players. I'm sorry, on Monday, you have to open your eyes to these realities in your team if you want to get forward. It's start by telling yourself the truth.
The only thing that's got my eyes open right now is that you have got the spirit of dark as hell in you. The devil has you are trying to push buttons out here, Tony. You're trying to push buttons. It's not working. It's not working. Let's deal with some reality here. You said a lot there, Tony. I love you, bro. I love you. You're one of the best hosts out there. You really put people on the hot seat, you know? And I'm sweating
Exactly.
right now. You really burn me right now, you know? But anyway, let's just break this down. Let's break this down. Ten Hag, I've got his book. He's got an identity. He's clearly got an identity to play. Let's just, as I said before, someone needs to come to the club to be a troubleshooter, to get rid of all these players. Ronaldo, you saw what happened with him. Sulking, went to a TV interview and really sort of let everyone down with what he did there. But the manager came to the club with some laws, some commandments, which we haven't seen for a long time. And that's what we need. And you need to be consistent with it. That's why Rashford was benched. That's why Sancho was sent to the Himalayas to get some meditation. Didn't work out. And it turns out he's a lazy ass, it seems. Turn up late for training. We saw Matic the other day come out with some revelation that when he was at the club, he used to make a list of people to turn up training late. And in one season, they made £75,000 from fines. And that was Pogba and Sancho. He didn't want to name the others because they're probably at the club right now, like Rashford and all this kind of thing. So there's a bad poison within the club, within the players as well. I don't want to talk about the ownership. We know about that. We know that needs to be fixed as well. When that does, maybe we see some progression as well. But do not come here and tell me that Ten Hag doesn't have an identity of play. He does. And you saw it. Let me reflect and take you back to last season at Old Trafford, the 3-1 victory. When you were playing in possession football and we hit you with transitions. We are the highest team. We are the team with the best transitions in the final third of the pitch, all right, behind Chelsea, I think. We're turning over the ball and creating chances. We might not be scoring our chances. That's the difference, but that is an identity. We've seen that we play out from the back as well. We've got the goalkeeper. That's an identity. We brought a goalkeeper in as a sweeper keeper, regardless what you say about him. I'm not going to get into that, but he's a sweeper keeper because that's our identity. We play a high line, so we can the sweeper keeper can clear up in the middle. We've got two ball-playing defenders, a left-footed one and a right-footed one, like you like to play as well. We're trying to create a box midfield like you guys, with a single pivot and then two guys ahead of him, and then bringing in a midfield, a fullback or someone who's good enough. We haven't got that player yet to come in there to create that box midfield as well. So there's a lot of parallels with Arsenal Football Club. Like with Villa yesterday, they outdone you with a box midfield, which seems to be all the rage right now. So
True.
And then we like to get our wide men getting in one-on-one situations and cutbacks and that kind of thing. So the only issue is it hasn't clicked yet. So to claim we haven't got an identity is completely false, because I've just explained to you basically how we play. Like I explained how Arsenal play. Anyone can see it. So I just think it's a bit weak to come and say that we don't have an ID because it's not clicking, or we don't have the personnel just yet to blow up. To put it this way, if we scored the chance that we created, we would be efficient right now and pushing you guys and right up your nostrils, right in your face like that now, saying, and what, you know? And you'll be getting more and more invites onto your show from Man United fans. I know it's scarce right now. So heat from Tony. So
on Monday, you are the only Man United fan. You, Fuzzy, and Flawless.
All these guys, especially coming to
the
meet
others
you.
have run away. They've all run away.
So
see,
have I clarified that we got an identity? Have I clarified that it's just not working just yet? Have I clarified we've got issues with our club like Arsenal did? Have I clarified that we have to get rid of players, which the manager is doing? remember at Ajax Football Club. Remember this, just at Ajax Football Club. A lot of coaches come through. They're disciplinarians because they've got young players coming through. A lot of the time, they sell them by the time they're 23. Anyone half decent is gone out of the Dutch league by the time they're 23 to bigger leagues. So the manager has got that mindset where he's coming from there, from Ajax, which is a big club, but obviously they got younger players. Gravenberch, for example, all these players, younger players. You can be a disciplinarian them. You can be that parent wagging that finger and getting them to become better players. But he's tried to do that with players here at Man United. He's laid down the law, told them from the start. It's like Moses when he came down from the mountain. He's got his law. And he told whoever wants to be with me on this covenant, say yes. And majority of people, yes. But then some of them were still mixed up with the golden calf and all that kind of thing, and playing the arse. And then they had to go, and there were curses and repercussions for their foolishness, you know? So the same will apply to the players that do not abide by the rules and transgress the laws of Ten Hag. So slowly they could be filtered out from the club, and then we will see. Give it some time. We've got, like Craig said brilliantly about the players coming through, we've got some young gems coming through, just like you did with Saka and ESR and all them guys. We got some young Kobe, Garnacho, Palestri, a few young players coming through, which will help us do that as well to get our identity back. But that's my point. I hope I've covered all the
No, you've covered all.
I've got a quick question.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got a quick question. So on Monday,
just before you throw in that question, on Monday, remember you're still sixth, in the league, you're out of Champions League positionings right now, and also do remember that you brought in Hoyland to this football club, to Manchester United. He hasn't been having any fun in the league. In the Champions League, yes, of course, but again, you're last in your Champions League table right now. I wonder how you guys are going to survive when you play Bayern Munich at home. At home.
Who lost the other day 5-1 or something.
It's gonna be a big one on Monday. See, it's not happening. It's not happening for both of us right now. And you know what? If you look at that goalkeeping situation you have right now, that's a sackable offense right now. It's a sackable. See, remove Mikel Arteta's gaff, and destroying that goalkeeping situation at Arsenal. Just look at Onana. Arsenal fans, look at Onana. Like, just look at him. On Monday, I rest my case. Brother, you wanted to say something?
Just a quick one. So the Man United game, I heard visible boos after the game yesterday, and there are talk from a lot of your fans. You know, they actually want Ten Hag out. So is there like a split?
They want him out. They want him out.
Because I know you're talking positive, and there's some guys talking positive in the chat as well. But you know, there's definitely a split, because I'm hearing guys, other Man United fans saying, "Boy, we want him out." So what is there a split going on at the moment, or is it just like, well, do you know what? It's a game thing where people are like, oh, I'm pissed off this game, and do you know what I mean? We win the next game, then it's Ten Hag. You know what I mean? He's our Ten Hag. What is going on?
It's emotion, isn't it? You pay your card-earned money, you go and watch the team, and you see them losing like that, you're down hard. We have Andy Tate comes on our show, and he done a post yesterday saying, because if you go and check it out, he posted on Monday on our show, I'm behind Ten Hag, you know, let's support him, all this kind of thing. He went to the game yesterday, and suddenly he's saying he wants him out. And he said he gave the finger to Bruno and Haaland. And he said, that was me, I gave you the finger, that kind of thing. Because he pays hard-earned money. And this is emotion coming through, isn't it? This is why we all love the game. Best sport in the world, no doubt about it. Best fan sport as well. Look at the reaction. Look at this. We're all here together talking about a sport that we all love, you know, and it's great. It gives us highs and lows, and you know, it's great stuff. So I understand why fans are disappointed, Ty. I really do, and I get it as well, because the expectations are too high. We have to be realistic, scratch the surface, and see, okay, what's really going on here? If we sack Ten Hag, aren't we just doing the same as we've done in the last 10 years?
Exactly.
Is that really going to help us? Or let's try something different now, like Arsenal did. Let's try and stick with the manager and see how this develops, because maybe he's not that bad after all. So I say to the fans, I plead with the fans out there who are having a hard time, you know, wearing hoodies right now and balaclavas and don't want to be seen on the street or don't want to be seen on the social media or anything like that. You know, I plead with you guys, have some faith and let's see how this pans out. Because if you sack this guy, What's the alternative? Not much.
What's the
All that
alternative?
hard
Yeah,
work we've done the last
think
couple of years.
about it.
What's the worth in that? You know,
What's your
Mm.
expectation then?
Ten Hag.
And
What's your
that's the thing.
expectation this season then?
On Monday is the voice of reason. Manchester United fans,
Mm.
just listen, listen. The voice of reason have spoken. See, guys, because we also have to have time to talk about other things. Because we'll soon, have to go home. See, look into this Tottenham Hotspurs against Newcastle. Yeah, couple of weeks ago, precisely 3-4 weeks ago. Yeah. Many of all these sports fans were saying they were going to win the league. Yeah, after that, they all ran to their shells, yeah. Just this
Mm.
evening, after beating Newcastle, I'm seeing in some quarters, yeah, on Twitter, yeah, these guys are saying they're gonna win the league again. See, what is going on, Craig? Tell us. Look into what happened today. Spurs, yeah, Tottenham Hotspurs against Newcastle, and Tottenham Hotspurs actually beating Newcastle 4 goals to 1
Big up
at White
JLD.
Lane.
Well, Newcastle in bad form at the moment. They after that game against PSG in the Champions League when they got unlawfully, that was not a penalty.
Hmm,
And after that game, they've kind of struggled since that game. They haven't been the same since. They lost against Everton, who are bottom of the league, on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? I think it was Thursday they played them and they lost 2-0. Was it 2-0?
yeah.
Yeah, 2-0. And then they played Tottenham today. The only issue with Newcastle, they haven't got strength and depth in their squad. And Pope is
They've
out
got
for full half.
injuries, man.
Bro,
Craig, they got
they got
loads of
loads of
injuries.
injuries. They got loads of
Loads.
injuries, yeah.
Van der
Loads,
Veen
man.
is out. Van der Veen is out. I think
Um,
Madison is out.
Pope.
That's Spurs, not Newcastle.
Okay, talking of Newcastle. Okay, okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Nick Pope is out. The Bosman, the centre back, the Dutch centre back, Botman. Yeah, he's been out
Botman.
for a while. So they got a lot of injuries right now. So I remember the same Newcastle team battered them last season at St James's Park. I think it was
Yeah,
was it 6-1?
6-1.
6-1? Yeah,
6-1.
to
6-1.
6-1. Just a
And
route.
that was only a couple of months, not too long
Mm.
ago. So now, well, Tottenham. I don't think Tottenham are going to win the league this season. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
I,
because their
I,
fans are
I,
beginning to talk tough again, just this evening.
I think the challenge for the Premier League this season is going to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, between Aston Villa. Maybe Man United could go for a run in the league. You never know if they can sort out the issues in January. They could go on a run as well. I never write off every season. I never write off Man United because their team. They can go on a big run. They can go on a big
Yeah,
run. They can go on a big
Yeah.
run.
true
You
as
can
well.
never write them. You can never write off Man United and
Yeah.
Chelsea. Chelsea are just too inconsistent. Like they're losing games where they should be winning, and I don't know, man. I don't know, but they're another team as well. They could surprise it. They could be a surprise package in the new year. So you never know.
Mm.
So
You
they're
never
the
know.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. Wizard, chime in, on this one. Yeah, Tottenham Hotspurs coming back. Is Ange Postecoglou's team? Are they gonna do it? Are they back right now? Do you think or do you think this is just a flash in the pan?
They ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. But in all seriousness, I do feel with a few transfer windows, they could be dangerous because you are seeing that he's built something there in a short
Mm.
space of time. But they
Yeah,
haven't got a big enough squad. Just like Aston Villa. Aston Villa, there's always, I think there was one season where Norwich started well. I mean,
mm.
Aston Villa with Ollie Watkins up front, they're not doing nothing. They need a few more players, but it's a good start. But yeah, I feel like as Arsenal fans, we have to start jumping in the transfer window and building as well because Tottenham, there is something there. Again, for them to get this result and the draw against Man City, no Madison, a few of their
Yeah.
centre backs are out as well. So yeah, if they shop correctly, they could be very dangerous in the next 2 or 3 years.
Definitely. See, Bant, yeah, coming into this one, yeah, Newcastle, back-to-back losses. One loss against Everton, another loss again to Tottenham Hotspurs, man. How do you see these guys moving? Are they? Do you think they're gonna bounce back when some of this injured guys start coming back into the team? Like, what's your take on this Newcastle team right now, man? With the way they're getting L's right now, do you think this drop off is gonna continue, or do you think just a blip, a glitch in the matrix? What do you think?
Nah, Eddie Howe's a good manager. I don't think that. I think it's just a temporary blip. And I just want to talk about Spurs quickly, yeah,
Mm,
because without a doubt, Spurs are playing the best football in the league at the moment, while Liverpool. They play the best football. Do you know, I actually watch them and actually find them quite entertaining. Yeah, even though I want their asses to lose every single game,
oh my
they
God,
play a,
it's
they
it,
play a,
it's shameful
they,
to
no,
actually say that, bro.
no,
You're an
no,
Arsenal
no,
fan.
listen, no,
We
but I'm
hate
going to say no.
this
I, I did say I hate them winning, yeah, but I'm saying it with chest, yeah. They play a really nice style of football, man. When you watch them closely,
team.
yeah, they play a good style with Son, with Kulicheski, who's the other player? Brennan Johnson as well. They're attackers, yeah.
Mm,
Can match all the other, all the other forwards for the other top teams. The only thing
mm.
about with Spurs is that they've only got one way to play, and
Yeah,
that's attack from the front.
attack, attack,
Yeah,
attack.
and
Mm.
that's where they will that's where they have come unstuck. You know what I mean? Even when they bring like Madison back and all that kind of stuff, yeah, they'd be a much
Yeah.
stronger team. Um, Spurs were always going into this game, yeah, on a positive one, yeah, because Newcastle coming off the back of a loss, Spurs one winning 1 point in five or something like that. They hadn't played very well, so they had to prove something, and they was at home as well. So it was always a chance that Newcastle weren't going to leave with change today. So well done, Spurs. Can't stand them,
Yeah.
but Newcastle, I just think Eddie Howe's he's just a dogged manager, isn't it?
Mm,
He will expect more from his team. Okay, we've lost the last couple of games, but they're still a hard team to beat. You know, they're still a hard team to beat. I think today they weren't at the races, and Amondi said this earlier in the chat when we was talking. Sorry, earlier in the show where he was saying teams are gonna lose. Yeah, teams are gonna
mm,
lose. Big teams are gonna lose. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're gonna get yours at some point. It happens. Don't expect to go for a whole season thinking you're gonna win every single game because that's not
mm.
reality. Yeah,
Invincible.
that's not how it goes. Yeah, that's we
Ah,
ain't seen
yes,
that again for a
yes,
long time, bro.
yes,
I see the
He had,
plug. I saw the
he had
plug.
to remind you. He had to remind you. He just don't want you to make another mistake, man. He had to remind you, bro. See, Amondi. Wizard, you've spoken about Spurs already.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
speak about Spurs, but
Okay.
are we going to ask Monday about Liverpool
Yeah.
next
Oh
week?
Actually, that's the next.
boy.
That's the
Are
next
they
topic.
are they going to hold 7? Are they going to hold 5? Are they going to hold 10?
On
Ooh.
Monday. On
And
Monday.
Bruno's out as well, Bruno's out as well that game as well, but that might be a blessing for him.
Wiz is going for the juggler right now, man. But see, it's going for the juggler. But see, yeah, on Monday, of course, that's a big question you need to answer. But just before that, right before that one, yeah, look into Spurs. You saw the result they got at White Hart Lane today, yeah. What does it tell you?
Firstly, I want to say all the first Spurs fan, they were skinning teeth for the first 10 games, weren't they? Because of this new
Mm,
style. And a lot of people were saying to me, oh, look, Ten Hag's been there 18 months and he hasn't got no identity. This Ange guy turns up and you can see the way they play initially. And I said, hold on a minute. A
mm,
high line, it's very clear. Surely teams are going to work this out. This is the Premier League. This is the high tech league. Everyone's going to master this very soon. I was talking about styles earlier, but this style is whack because it's going to get exposed sooner or later. And even
mm,
with 8 men on the pitch, they were still sagging on the halfway line, trying to play offside all the time. Look, they've done well. He's come along. What I love about him, first time I heard him speak, because I didn't know much about him from Celtic, I thought, wow, I'd be inspired by him. You want to play for him. I've heard Madison say, oh my God, his team talks are amazing. So he's a good talker. Shows with management, you have to have a bit more about you, don't you? With these players, if they're looking for weaknesses, aren't they? And they with Ange, he's got that sort of personality. I'm sure we all hate Spurs in this show, but I'm sure you like the guy. You think, okay, he seems like a cool guy. You could have a drink with him and have talk football. He'd be cool.
yeah.
But yeah, so what happened is they've hit a wall because they've had injuries and they've had a few bad decisions with VARs we've seen and that kind of thing. So obviously
Mm,
they've haven't, as Ty was saying, last 5 games they've got 1 point or something like that. So they've dropped off. So from being top and being boastful, suddenly their chest has been popped and shrunk. And then after today, suddenly they have to get XXL shirts again because their chest.
Again, and they're all saying they'll win the
And
league
trust me, they'll
again.
be walking, around town tomorrow, boasting up and all that kind of thing. So this is the love. Just like we're saying, emotions is great. We have highs and lows every week because it's the best league in the world. That's the only thing I can endorse. So Spurs, well done. It was a great result today. But like I'm with Ty again. With his point regarding Newcastle, welcome to the big time. You want to play Champions League football? You want to qualify the Champions League? Play Champions League. Play Saturday. Play Champions League. Play Saturday. You try that and see what happens to you. This is big time. Welcome to the big time. You want to eat on the big boys' table? Yeah, you want to eat on the big boys' table. You want to yam big turkey legs and that kind of thing. Yeah, you have to hold a proper side. And as good as they are, they play. What I like about them, they play with a lot of energy. They've been zapped. It's like they're balloons just fizzled away. They see they're running, but they're shadow of themselves because they ain't got the legs to do this week in, week out with that kind of football. And great, I'm going back to Ty again because there's 3 great points he's made. He said about Styles, there's no plan B for Tottenham. And the manager, and I thought what really done me with the manager, he come out, he got a lot of criticism about his style of play. And then the other day he said something to me, it was like that. I was like, no, don't say that. He said, we will continue to play that way. And to me, I'm like, bruv, you need to have a plan B, C, D. This ain't Japanese league. This ain't Aussie league. This ain't Scottish league. This is the Premiership, and you're gonna get a rude awakening soon based on that. So we're seeing. But big up to Spurs. I'm really surprised me this year.
Yeah, he is a very, very stubborn manager. In the Japanese league, this guy never backs down from a challenge. It's always attacking football. Always, always. Same thing down here. Same thing, attacking football. The same thing he did in the Scottish league. Same thing, no changes, attacking football. This guy will never back down for anything. And see, this is even the bigger example. Look at that game against Wolves, yeah. That he nearly had that wrapped up. Just 10 more minutes, sit back, keep a low block, and that game will be sealed. This
Good point.
guy is stubborn. He just left this guy to keep going. And again, see, and that's the thing. When you want to play attacking football, you also need to understand if you also have the resources too at the same time. At that time, I think they're already down and out with Van der Ven was already out. Madison was already out at that time, and of course, we do know Madison's work rate in the middle of the park and his creative abilities. Also, Van der Ven has been a rock, an entire rock, in that defensive setup for Tottenham Hotspur this season. Not talk of Romero, who they did miss in that matchup. Your defensive setup has been changed. Definitely, you have to, acclimatize with that change. He never did it. He got spanked, and that's why we could see the trail of losses. And mind you, they've conceded lots of goals this season without Van der Ven and Romero. Remember the goal fest with Manchester City. They've conceded goals this season, so let's see what happens. See, the next topic, before we all go, is Liverpool. See, guys, even if Liverpool, have a big matchup with Manchester United, see, guys,
And you, don't try to play magician here like you don't exist. You're going to Liverpool soon as well, so don't try that one like it's just us.
See, guys, next week, Manchester United is going to Anfield. Guys, it doesn't get better than this, On Monday, we'll be sweating in his boots right now, See, guys, Craig, I'll start from you, Liverpool won their matchup today against Crystal Palace, See, they won it, top of the league, Everyone is now saying, oh, great, champion stuff, Even if they didn't really have a very, very good game against Crystal Palace.
It
They
wasn't Palace,
struggled
was
to
it?
Crystal Palace.
Palace,
They
of
played
Palace,
Crystal
of
Palace
Palace.
away
Yeah, yesterday. At
yesterday.
Selhurst Park. Yeah.
They
Oh,
played.
right,
Yeah, at
okay.
Selhurst Park. Yeah, yesterday. Mind you, they also scraped a win against Fulham at Anfield 4-3. Everyone came out, oh, champion stuff. Yeah, good and okay. Good and okay when you do that. Yeah, good. But right now, they're top of the league with 1 point over Arsenal. Um, is this Liverpool's league to lose this season? Craig,
It,
you start us up
it's
with that.
it's still early. I don't
Mm,
like Liverpool haven't really played any big teams yet. Really, they played Man City. They got a draw against City. But but City dominated them in that game, like in that Man City Liverpool game. They dominated them. Didn't really. They stopped Salah from doing his stuff, and they kind of stopped their creative players. Only during Trent went into the field second half, he got the goal to make it 1-1 against Fulham. Fulham should have beaten them. Fulham just kind of switched off. That's why they lost that game. And yesterday against Crystal Palace got robbed. That was not a red card for Jordan Ayew.
That was not a red
That
card.
was not a red card at all. I played football for a long time, and if I got sent off for something like that, I'll not be happy. That was so soft. It didn't even do anything.
Officiating has been
It didn't
poor.
do
It didn't
anything.
do anything.
The other guy should got who gave away the penalty for Liverpool. He should have been booked. The young kid, he should have been booked yesterday for that penalty he gave away. And it took VAR almost 1 minute, over a minute, to blow the whistle to award the penalty in the end. So I feel like Liverpool, they can get at them. Their defense is not as good as it used to be. That you can get at Liverpool if you really want to. You can get at them. So if I was United, I wouldn't be worried too much. All you got to do is make sure you can defend against them, because they still got heavy hitters like Salah. They got Nunez. They got Gakpo. They got some good young players in their team. So if you can keep them quiet and keep Anfield quiet, don't rile up their fans. Because when you rile up their fans, then Anfield is a tough place to go to when
It's a tough place to go to. Yeah,
12th man
exactly.
there. Yeah. So
Yeah, exactly. Abs, please come in here quite quickly. Yeah, Arsenal plays Liverpool. Yeah, 3 times in 6 weeks. Those games will be coming up quite soon. Yeah, we'll have to go to Anfield first. Yeah, but good. Just look into this Liverpool win yesterday. Do you think they're ready to win the title this season? Do you really see that in them? Mind you, they have an entirely new midfield. McAllister, Gravenbach is also down there. Endo scoring in human goals, yeah, in that Fulham matchup, yeah. Even Alexander Arnold is even scoring goals this season. See, what do you think about Liverpool this season? And mind you, Arsenal 3 games in 6 weeks with Liverpool. Take it off.
Anfield's a scary place to go for any team. I don't care who you are. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like Liverpool's been there and done it before. You know, they've won the Premier League before. Um, yeah, they can go on runs. They can possibly win the league. Manchester City might have a say for that. We might have a say, but I'm over Man City and Liverpool. I don't know if we'll be up there. I just don't know. I just don't know. But Liverpool are quite capable of going on a 10-15 game run, and at the moment, everything just seems to be just dropping for them. So you know how it goes, in it. But I'm not going to say that the title's theirs yet, because after January, or actually, yeah, the December January period, this is where you pick up the most important points. Arsenal
Yeah.
go into Anfield on December the 23rd. Um, we must not lose that game. Come out of a draw, but do not lose that game, because if you lose that game, that's advantage Liverpool as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly. Weezer, take us through Liverpool. Yeah, you saw that win yesterday. But again, see, yeah, when you see Liverpool struggle, yeah, in games like Crystal Palace, yeah, I know it's at Selhurst Park, but yeah, you do expect them to smash Crystal Palace normally, yeah. But when you do see them struggling against Fulham, who have been having quite some few, dicey good games, couple of games. But again, you expect Liverpool to beat them black and blue at Anfield. When you see Liverpool struggle like this in games like this against smaller teams, yeah, even against Luton, they picked up a draw against Luton that they were expected to smash up. Can you even 80% say that Liverpool, will win this title, confident? Right now? Are you confident in that spot like
No.
Liverpool? They're for the title right now. Can you say that?
Well, they won one Premier League in, was it 30 years? So
30 years, yeah.
No, 2 years.
I love my
so
brothers. Yeah. I love my brothers. Yeah, these guys. Yeah, they know how to punch up a little bit. They add those little stuff. Yeah, Big ups to all of you, man. Big ups, man.
So I mean, and it's the Premier League. It's the Premier League. We all expect to play Luton, and even if it's 1-0 or if it's 2-1, get the win. But unfortunately, this is the Premier League. Sometimes there's upsets. A lot of times, I mean, nearly every weekend there's an upset. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they've not started too badly. They're on a bit of a run, but they're not too experienced at this. And that's where Man City are scary because Man City, they have their time, and once that time comes, they just don't lose.
Exactly,
So
man. They're oiling the machine. They're waiting.
yeah. So I mean, as Bant said, we have to go there and win, but I don't know. I think it's a bit of a mental block going there at the moment, and until we get
Mm,
over, and that's where leaders come in. I heard you lot talking about captains earlier. That's
mm.
where I mean, if I'm Arteta, you don't want to upset the changing room, but when are we going to hand Rice that captain armband?
Oh my
Because
God, it speaks
I
my
believe
language.
things will start to move forward and improve a bit better once he does get the armbands. I mean, sometimes you
Mm,
do have captains that don't have the armbands. A lot of
yeah,
clubs have that. I
exactly.
mean, I think Jorginho, I think a big part of his role with Arsenal is the talking that he does to the young players, training before games, halftime. It's all helping Arteta out. But
Mm,
yeah, I mean, like you said, Liverpool have that new midfield as well. McAllister. I know he's used to playing in the Premier League, but he's not used to winning things. And
mm,
and games are won and lost in midfield. So I
mm.
mean, yeah, we just have to keep an eye on them. They're there. But I mean, I don't know, man. For me, with the experience of what we done last season, you know what we've got to do. If we don't go and buy a striker, and obviously a couple of weeks ago we was talking about the injuries, the players leaving, players that
Yeah,
want to leave.
leaving.
So there's a lot of things happening at Arsenal still. So to be
Mm,
honest, we've got to keep the ship tight, try bringing some good players that are going to improve us and that are
mm.
Premier League proven because we need them to start playing well now. We don't need them in 6 months or 8 months or in
Yeah, yeah.
18
No,
months.
now, now, now,
We need
now.
them to
Yeah,
we need
now.
them to hit the floor running. So
Mm,
it's going to be a very. I mean, Christmas is the. I mean, in terms of football, there's so much football played in December. So in the next
yeah.
4 weeks, the table could look completely different.
It could look completely different. Completely different. Completely different. See, on Monday, look at Liverpool. I know they're your biggest rivals, but coincidentally, yeah, you go to Anfield next week. Guys, please, could we please laugh at comment, please? Yeah. Looking at wait, guys, let this sink in, yeah. Bournemouth, Bournemouth. See, abs, Bournemouth, yeah, had fun today, yeah, at Old Trafford, yeah. They're home. Oh my God, you can't make this up, yeah. Now, yeah. Oh my
I,
God.
I
Have a
feel
good
like
old Tony laugh. Enjoy it.
Oh,
Enjoy it, Tony.
oh
I feel
my
like
God.
Solanke. Remember
Oh my
Solanke's an
God.
ex Liverpool player. I feel like he was
Solanke.
warming them up. He was warming them up.
It's like Solanke scoring against his lost them,
I've got a
yeah.
hot take. I've got a hot take. Man United are gonna win.
Yeah. Big up,
Shock.
man.
Oh,
It's gonna be a shocker.
Abs,
Shocker.
don't do this. Abs, don't do this.
No,
Don't
that's
do
what we
this,
want
man.
though, isn't it? Don't we want that though? That's what we want though, isn't it?
That actually, I'll be a Man United fan
We
on the
want that, don't
day.
we?
I want that, but again,
I
Man
don't
United
think it. I
will
don't think
blast
it's
him.
as. I don't think it's as clear cut as you lot think because
Are you serious?
Liverpool might go into that game too overconfident, and then you know what? They might get slapped up themselves.
No,
You
no,
know,
they,
I
Valley's a
agree.
no,
I
funny
no,
old
no,
agree
no,
with
no,
game.
no,
Abs.
But they should be
Valley's a
confident.
funny old
It's
game.
Anfield. It's Anfield.
Yeah, they can
It's
be confident
Anfield.
as much as they want.
It's Anfield. They can be confident
Yeah, that's what I'm
because they
saying.
do have
But
that. They do have that home thing working for them. Look at that Fulham game. They should have lost that game. See, and you
and
know
that was
what?
at
Yeah,
Anfield. Yeah,
and that was at Anfield. Yeah,
yeah,
they would win.
exactly.
They would win. See, I'm not saying that anything cannot happen on the day. It will be a Huckling task before Man United will be able to brace up to what Liverpool would bring, and at home of all places. If you can't do it in the theatre of dreams, yesterday on Monday, take it off from there, man.
What?
Yeah. Do you know what I was going to say? Look, Liverpool, I agree. They're doing well, but they're not the 90-point Liverpool that we've seen in recent years. That's for sure. Why? Because they've lacked experience. They've lost sold three players with Henderson, Milner, and Fabinho, who are prime players, experienced players, and winners. That's the hub of midfield, like Weezer was saying earlier. I think the players that they replaced them with are like reminds me, when you start high school, you buy, we're all poor. You go to the school uniform shop and you buy a blazer that's far too big for you, so you can grow into it. That's how I feel about these players like Curtis Jones, who's the Graben Birch, and little Harvey Elliott. They walk around with these blazers, massive blazers. They need to grow into it. It's not ready yet to win the title, in my opinion. And I might be wrong because Klopp is a fantastic manager. I really do rate him as a manager for what he does. But I just don't think, they're wearing big blazers, these guys in midfield. Even McAllister, like Wizard was saying, he's done well at Brighton. He's proven the Premiership. But is he the only holding guy they've got? They used to sort of, when they were really good, winning 90-point seasons, they had industrial guys like Gigi, when they had Milner, they had Henderson. These guys were industrial. They would get up and down. They had the legs. They even take their inhalers and all that kind of thing. But that what made them very good. Then they brought in Thiago and say, right, let's try and spice it up a little bit. It didn't really work out for them. So I think for Klopp's style to be effective, he needs guys to be industrious in midfield. No frills, just industrious. And Gravenberch, Harvey Elliott, and now McAllister and Curtis Jones, they don't cut it for me. And I think they're sooner or later in the Premiership, they're going to get found out because that's the most important area that field. And obviously, they got Robinson out at the moment. We've seen Alisson make a few mistakes. I don't think Nunes is firing just yet. I'm watching sometimes. He must be, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be really frustrated because he's just not consistent. He's running offside. His head's all over the place. He's got all the attributes. Reminds me of Collymore. Collymore had all the attributes to be a world-class player, but it's just like mentally, as it turned out, he wasn't all there. And I think with Nunes as well, it's the same thing. He's got all the attributes, but not firing just yet. And I'm saying this with the hope that I'm not going to get a slap in the face next week. And
they'll be looking for Yaba Forbes, and Yaba Forbes might just say, "Hey, I'm a Monday."
I respect Klopp. I respect Liverpool. It's not easy going to Anfield, but I will say that I'll stand by my point. When you take the Blazers, high school Blazer kind of analogy, that's what I see the issue with them at the moment. You take all that experience.
Fellow Man United fan down here, MUFC Global. Shout out to that's my younger brother. He says he says we're getting fried for sure. I hope Ten Hag don't get sacked after that game on Monday. Take it away.
Well, look, it's a big game. I remember a couple of years ago, last season with Ten Hag, we lost to Brentford, we lost to Brighton, and then we had 8 days to prepare for Liverpool. We ended up beating them 2-1. Granted, it was at Old Trafford. But I just think that shows character. It shows time on the training ground, set up a system to beat them. And he brought in industrial players, like I said, with Dalot wasn't playing, and McTominay wasn't playing. He brought them in, and they done the job. We beat them 2-1 at Old Trafford. I just think, as Ty says, you can't write us off. You really cannot. We might be inconsistent. We can blow, but if all it takes for us to click and get those transitions, we could be 2-3-0 up in no time at all. But like you say, we have taken some whoopings off Liverpool recently, and hopefully we show some character from the players that remain there who still got it, and show big kahunas to say we're going to go there and fight. And wouldn't be surprised if it's a score draw or something like that.
See, you know what? Yeah, on Monday he just reminded me, of a big fight Mike Tyson had in the twilight years of his career against a Polish international. I know you would know the guy, yeah. Exactly.
I quit.
Golata, yeah. In the press conference, yeah. That's just exactly what he's doing right now, And then Mike Tyson told him, man, it's like fun and games. It's like fun and games, yeah. Come fight night, something is gonna happen. It ain't gonna be a joke on the day. See ya, guys. Yeah, no matter how we'll cover that up. Yeah.
Sorry, Tony. Quick question. Tony. How come you're playing them 3 times in the next 6 weeks? Is that cup or what's going on there?
Yeah, FA Cup.
You got them in the FA Cup?
We got them in the FA Cup. That's our first match.
Where, home or away?
Actually, it's at home. Actually,
it's at home.
No,
Yeah,
it's at home. It's at home.
And then you're playing them in the league again.
And then we're playing the league again. Okay. So it's gonna be 3 times in 6 weeks. The Liverpool matchup, yeah, and to be very frank, on Monday, I'm not so confident going into these matches. In fact, every other match we have right now, I'm not confident going into.
Do we not have Champions League around that as well? Or we won't have
we have a Champions League match actually on Tuesday.
We got
Yeah, 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 yeah.
PSV, got
Yeah, we have
PSV
PSV
away,
and PSV. They
away.
want to qualify. They
Yeah.
want to qualify. So that's a big one. See, yeah, guys, we also still have Fulham coming, and you can see what Fulham is doing. They're beating
Oh
these
wow.
teams and
Five
mauling these teams.
nil.
Like, did you see what they did to
West Ham.
Moyes' team?
Five
Did you see
no,
what they did to West Ham today?
5-0.
They
Wow.
bludgeoned West Ham. Yeah, see, guys, West Ham. It was a London derby. 5-0. See, I have no confidence, with Arsenal right now in the next 3-4 matches. So only God will help me because in an away game against Luton, yeah, we're considering three goals against Luton. It's that bad. And again, you go and face Aston Villa, and then you're having that drab performance. So, right now, I'm really, a bit scared about the whole thing. I just wish we could drag this till January where we can go and get good and decent recruitment into the football club. Then we can start having a shout, to fight for what we can get. From January. But let's see. See, yeah, guys, we've come to the end of the show. I don't want to keep this gentleman down here. Yeah, Craig, shout out your channel, man.
87.uk.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Bant, do you have anything to say? And shout out your channel too, man.
Catch me on Football Bench channel, man. I'm hungry, so boy. Nah, go again.
Big Wizard. Guys in the charts, yeah. Me and Football Bands will be churning out lots of materials because we have a personal show going on, and you'll be seeing me on this channel. So we're gonna be getting lots of things done within the weeks, mostly in the weekends. It's not gonna be popping around. Maybe for Champions League, it might, but during the week, it might not really be. But during the weekends, we'll be churning out lots of stuff. Also with the Big Four crew down here too. So keep looking forward for that. Weezer, talk to these people, man.
Yeah, Fan Nation TV, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, and guys, go subscribe to Fan Nation TV. Yeah, and have you been posting stuff these days, Weezer?
Nah, everything's coming in the new year. Everything's coming in the new
In
year.
the new year, yeah, in the new
It's
year,
coming in
yeah,
the
and
new year.
probably in the new year it might just be the year we win the league. Let's see. On Monday's laughing. On Monday's laughing. On Monday, just laugh. Get it out. Get it out. Come on, man, just laugh.
A wonderful show, and nice to meet you, Wizard. And big up to Craig, big up to Ty as well. And guys, like you said, you've heard the channels. Go and subscribe to each and one of these channels. Who wants to watch BBC? Who wants to watch Sky Sports anymore? We've got great pundits on this show. This is the real. We're not getting a pay packet to sort of hide what we really want to say. We tell the truth on these channels, and that's it. Big up to Tony Claude. Love what you're doing, bro, and love how you grilled me today. I will get you back very soon. Don't worry about that. Go and check out the Man United Agenda and check out all these channels here. That's what we rely on you guys for all the support. Everyone in the comments been fantastic today. I've been reading them while I'm listening to all the BS from you guys, and I'm more. I must say, there's got an intelligent bunch in the comments as well. So enough respect.
Hey, Tony, trying to take your job, bruv.
Bruv,
Trying to take your job, bruv.
Trying to take my job, bruv.
Never.
See ya,
I
guys.
never do what Tony do.
See ya, guys in the chat here. Go to the Man United Agenda and go subscribe to that channel. See, guys, maybe I've not let you
100%.
guys know. Most of the new guys we have in the chat here. On Monday runs this Manchester United channel, yeah. And this guy, he came to this channel when I was just starting. I sent an invite.
Your big blazer. You had your big blazer on. Now you're filling it out.
And I told him Monday, I said, on Monday, please, man, I need you on the show. And on Monday came. He practically helped me develop this channel too, because it was one of those big voices out there on YouTube. He was already on YouTube, a long time before I came in. And, it was just I just needed someone to just pop in. And on Monday said, yes, I'm going to come help you. And since then, he's popped up on my show, a few times. And every time he's come in, it has always been a hit. This evening has been a hit with the big boys and with my brothers down here too. The charts, I've had nearly up to 400 a chart today only. Yeah, so big ups to everyone. Big ups to Omondi, our brother. Omondi, when are we gonna get you on the show again, man? Yeah, this was fun.
You got my
this was fun.
Anytime.
Next week to talk about the
Next
Liverpool.
No. Please tell Wizard to leave me alone, man. You know,
Wizard, leave him
the
alone.
man been troubling me all show. Can't get away from it. Sort out your Wi-Fi. You know, actually, tell me where you live. And I'll come. I know a man who can cut you off. Jeez.
From me on Monday, Abs, Wizard, and Craig, we are out. Big up.
Big up.
Have a lovely evening.
Peace.